Hey there, this is my 2017 Yamaha XSR 700, and it is perfect in every way, except for this. These tires are getting seriously worn out. If you get in close here, you can see that there's a little horizontal bar. That's a tire wear indicator, and when that comes up flush to the surface of the tire, it's pretty much done for. On the front, that has all but happened. And in the back, we have a separate issue. If you take a look close here, you'll see that there's a rather pronounced squaring off of the back tire. The reason for this is because we spend most of our time riding on the center of the tire, not so much out here, which we only really wear down when we're cornering. So this gets more miles, and thus this gets worn out quicker. And this squaring off, it leads to a generally more unstable ride. Now this shouldn't be surprising because these tires are rather old. They've been on the bike for about 13,000 kilometers now, and as far as motorcycle tires go, that's pretty much a lifespan. So we're gonna switch them out. I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how I wanted to do this, and I reached the conclusion that I basically had three options. The first, and by far easiest, is to just take the bike down to a tire place, have them do it, and be on my merry way. That's going to set me back around $180 to $200, and of course that's a reoccurring cost every time I want to change the tires. It's going to be another $200. A far cheaper option is to remove the wheels and bring them to a tire place. Then it's only going to cost me about $20-30. But of course, the bike can't stand upright without the wheels on it, so then I need to get a bike lift or a winch or something to get it off the ground. And then I have the added hassle of, I need to get a car so I can haul the tires, and I need to take them on and off the bike. It's a whole thing. It's not really worth the trouble for me. So then there's the third option. And the third option is just that I do it myself. Now, I still need to buy tools. I need tire irons, rim protectors, that sort of thing. And funnily enough, it ends up still being around $180 to $200. But this way, I get to have fun doing it. I get to learn a new skill. I never have to pay for it again. And, if I get good at it, maybe I can crack this out in the future in like an hour instead of spending my whole day with it. So, it's pretty easy math to me, The tires I've decided to go for are these Michelin Road 5s, and they tick pretty much all of my boxes. Technically, this is a wet weather tire, and I'm pretty happy about that because I live in a place where it's currently April and it was snowing yesterday. And I'm not talking early April, I mean like May is a week away. So I'm happy about the wet weather performance. They're also supposed to be pretty good in the dry, and they're supposed to eat up a lot of miles. Now the reason it can do all of these three things at once is because the tire is made of two rubber compounds, and you can actually see this. There's a delineation here between the center compound, which is harder and doesn't wear out as much with a lot of highway miles, and what's on the edge, which is essentially a racing compound meant to give you good grip in corners, much softer. You'll also notice that the edge of the tire is basically slick. The thinking here is, if you're going to be leaning that much, you're probably not doing it on a wet day anyway. But when you are in the wet, these channels are wider at the bottom than they are at the top. And the thinking there is that as the tire wears out, that's going to enable it to have the same wet weather performance. According to the marketing material, once you get to about 50% wear on this tire, it's still going to perform better or just as good as the previous generation's Pilot Road 4s do when they're brand new. Now, if there's one thing I've learned about bikes so far, it's that everything's a little more complicated than it first looks. Actually, changing the tire is not going to be the hard part here. That's just proper application of brute force. The far more difficult thing is going to be actually getting the wheels off the bike in the first place. And after lifting the bike up, I'm probably going to have to remove both of the brake calipers, one on each side. And when the wheel is off, I'm also going to have to remove one of the disc brakes so I don't damage that while I'm putting my weight on the tire. In the back, I have the same issue, except I also probably have to remove the license plate and I have to deal with the chain. Now, in order to accomplish this, of course, the first step is going to be to lift the bike up, and for this, I have a paddock stand. This thing just wedges under the back and lifts up the tire like that. And I also bought this cheap-ass $20 garage jack. This I will place underneath the oil sump here, and that'll lift up the front. For a little extra security, for insurance, I've also got one of these straps, because I figure if the bike is being held up by nothing but a paddock stand and a jack, it's going to be pretty unstable. So I figure I'll take one of these straps, I'll sling it around the rafters, and maybe tie it off around the steering column, something like that. I don't intend to lift the bike that way, I just want a little bit of extra security. Anyway, let's get to it. See, how do we open this? Operating instructions. How hard could this be? I'll figure it out. This little puck goes on here. This goes in here. No. There we go. Turn handle. Okay. Place end of handle over release valve. Turn the handle counterclockwise 3 full turns. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not good. Oh yeah, it's slipped off the other side here. Whew. Oh. Oh. This does not feel good. If the bike falls. I mean, it's actually kind of straight. I am so fucking scared right now. I'm gonna add those straps. Where the hell did I... Here. I don't know, the bike looks straight. I'm just scared shitless. How the hell am I going to do this? Well, that's bad news. I don't think I can even access these rafters. I think they're right up against the ceiling. I have this weird corrugated something or other insulation in the ceiling, but the wooden boards that are up there, I don't think I can access them. Which makes this kind of precarious. Okay, we're gonna try to keep lifting it. So I think the key here is to get the front tire high enough that it is just touching the ground. And of course, the key is also not to drop the bike. feels like every time I jack it up, it's leaning more and more to the left. I mean, it definitely is, isn't it? How do I lower this thing?
When you are ready to lower your vehicle.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I was too far over on the side, so the more I was lifting this up, the more I was tilting it. Right now it's right in the middle of the sump, and it seems to be coming up pretty straight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not again. Okay, we're gonna try something risky. This is not keeping the bike stable anymore. I'm gonna try lowering this thing in the back. Might be a fucking disaster. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to read up on this. Okay. I think I finally figured this out. So, before, as soon as I jacked the bike up, the rear started becoming very unstable. And what I figured out happened was that, see this little rubber thing here? That's where the paddock stand holds up the bike. And what happened was, since all the weight is under the engine, which is where the jack is, as soon as I lifted up the jack, there was no more weight on the rear tire, so the rear tire started floating. And basically the entire bike was resting just on the jack. Which almost made it fall over, and almost made me fall over, and almost made me make a horrible mistake. What I did to remedy it was, you can see the blue strap here. First, I tried the strap up here, that didn't work. Then the whole stand just started flipping. Then I tried attaching it here over the tire, around the back there, trying to will it forward as much as possible. The combination of that blue strap and the winch placed pretty much as far forward as possible has given me a front tire that is just about floating. And you can notice, you can see the whole bike shakes violently when I do this. It does not like it. But it's not tipping over. It's not near tipping over, which means I can actually start working now. This has taken me a couple of hours. In fact, I might not even do any more tonight because it's already dinner time, and I don't want to leave the bike without a front tire for a whole night. So, yeah. So, see you again tomorrow.